Hello, my name is Parvati Chandrasekharan. I am a registered nurse. In this channel, I mostly talks about the nursing topics. If you would like to join my family, you can click the subscribe button and the bell icon below so that you won't miss any upcoming videos. One more important thing is that if you want me to help you in studying any of the nursing topics, any of the nursing topics, you can just comment below so that I'll help in that too. Today's our training presentation is on fire and safety. Whether you work in a very small clinic or a very big medical facility, fire and safety standard is the most important safety standard all the employees should be familiar with. So let's start our topic, fire and safety. For hundreds of years, fire has been used for improving our life. Yes, to change the shape of a metal, to turn a solid into a liquid into a gas, and also I say source of heat, light, and energy. But the same fire can also be a source of destruction if we are not taking a proper care. So, what is fire? We all know what is fire, right? It is some sort of special chemical reaction between the oxygen in the air and some sort of fuel and heat. Yes, we'll call it as fire triangle. You can see this diagram. Okay, that is, there are three components in fire triangle, that is heat, oxygen and fuel. If we take one out of this, we can able to control or extinguish the fire. So next we will discuss about the common causes of fire in hospital, or other ways we can see sources of ignition in hospital, which are they. First one is smoking, next is electrical equipment, next is heaters, and the last one is arson. You know what is arson, right? Yes, criminal act of deliberately putting fire in a property. It's called as arson. It is really important to know the different classification of fire and also the different types of extinguishers which are available. There are mainly 6 classifications of fire, that is class A, class B, class C, class D, class E and class F. First one is class A, that is combustible solids like paper, wood and textiles. The next one is class B, that is flammable liquids like a petrol, diesel, paraffin. Next is class C, that is flammable gases like methane, propane and butane. And D, class D is combustible metals like aluminium, magnesium and lithium. Class E is fire due to electrical equipment, and the last one, class F, it is fire due to fats and cooking oil. For your easy remembrance, I'm just removing the combustible and flammable words from this. That is, class A is solid, class B is liquid, class C is gas, class D is metal, class E is fire due to electrical equipment, and last one, F is fats and cooking oils. And the next is the 5 types of extinguishers which are available. They are water, foam spray, dry powder, carbon dioxide and wet chemical. Water is used only for class A fire, foam spray is for class A and B, dry powder is for class A, B, C, carbon dioxide is mainly for the fire due to electrical equipment and it can also be used for class B, and the wet chemical is for fire due to fats and cooking oil, that is class F. Have you ever observed the fire extinguishers which is present in your facility? If it's really well and good. If no, today itself you have to go to your facility and observe all the fire extinguishers which is available there. Okay, you can see some color codes in each extinguishers which is available there. Which are they? This water is represented by bright red color, foam spray is by cream color, dry powder in blue color, carbon dioxide in black color, and the last one, wet chemical, which is in yellow color. So next is the most important part of fire and safety. How to respond safely and correctly if you are involved in a fire. For this, you can remember a simple acronym, that is RACE. R-A-C-E. R for rescue, A for alarm, C for confine, and E for extinguish or evacuate. R stands for rescue. Rescue anyone who is in immediate danger or closest to the fire. If there are bedridden patients in the same ward and the fire is slightly big, how you're going to rescue? Using the fastest way, like wheelchair and stretchers, right? Yes. But usually they are not enough to evacuate everyone in such situation, then you can use dragging method. What is dragging method? You can see this diagram. For that, first of all, disconnect all the equipments which is connected to the patient. Slide the patient off the bed onto your legs and then gently to the floor and drag the patient out of the room to the safest area. Next is A. A stands for alarm. First call out the facility code, for example, code red like that. Then activate the nearest fire alarm. And the next letter is C. C stands for confine. Confine or avoid the spreading of fire by closing the doors and windows. Last letter is E. E stands for evacuation or extinguish. First we will discuss about evacuation. Okay, here comes the rule of firefighting. If the fire is bigger than a waste basket bin, if the fire is an overhead fire, okay, if gases and chemicals are involved in the fire, if the fire is affecting or the smoke is affecting your breathing or you cannot see the way out, never ever try to extinguish the fire. Leave the job to the professional and immediately evacuate or get out from the place quickly. I mean, leave the building immediately using the nearest exit point. Okay, do not return to the place to collect your belongings. I mean, do not delay your exit to collect your belongings. Okay, attend the fire assembly point and report to the fire warden or the supervisor. Do not return back to the hospital or the room until they told you to do so. There are mainly three types of evacuation. First one is horizontal evacuation, second is vertical evacuation, and third one is complete evacuation. First one is horizontal evacuation. Moving to the safest place in the same floor is called horizontal evacuation. Then what is vertical evacuation? Vertical evacuation is moving to the floor which is below, I mean preferably below to that floor. Okay, using the staircase. I repeat, using the staircase. Do not use elevators during fire. And the last one is complete evacuation. Complete evacuation is moving out of the building. All this should be done only by following the instruction of a fire safety professional. That's all about evacuation. Okay, then what is extinguish? How to use fire extinguisher? Okay, this can be remembered using a simple acronym that is PASS. PASS. P stands for pull the pin of the fire extinguisher. A stands for aim the fire extinguisher at the base of the fire, and the S is squeeze or press the fire extinguisher. I mean squeeze or press the handle of the fire extinguisher, and the last S is sweep the fire extinguisher from side to side until the fire is out. One more important thing you should remember is that you should not go more than 75 feet to collect this fire extinguisher, because by the time you reach back, the small fire will become a big one. Is that clear? An ounce of prevention is better than pound of cure, right? We can do some simple and effective things in order to prevent fire in our facilities. Which are they? The most important one is no smoking policy. Okay, the next one is the fire detectors and the alarm panel should be checked every month for its efficiency, as it saves lives. Do not block any fire exits, fire extinguishers, or call points. The last, not the least, the most important one is understanding the plan of your facility and practice the evacuation procedure is very, very important and essential. Hope the topic is really clear for you. We will meet soon with another video. Okay, bye bye. Thanks for watching.